Okay. How's it going, everybody? I'm not okay. Come on. Hello. How's it going, everybody? Oh, man. Triangle Strategy stream number 7. Can't believe I've already been doing this for almost two months. Man, our neighbor's dog is going berserk over something right now. I don't know what that little pup's barking about. How's it going, Ego? How you doing? Huh? Excuse me. I sneezed myself off screen. What the heck is breaking my capture? Yeah, I can't believe today's my affiliate anniversary. I had no idea, actually. It's been so long. I've been affiliate for God knows how many years now. It all started... My first ever, like, real streams in earnest was, like, Tales of Graces. Oh my god, okay. Tales of Graces F. Man, what even year was that? It was a co-op run with me and Kay, and we played through the entire RPG together. Is that like... ...2009 sounds wrong. But this was, like, deeper into the PS3 area of video games, so... I don't know. I don't know when I actually started. Like, the only date on my calendar is my re-debut anniversary now. I think that one's, like, the most important, if any of them. Alright. Wait, I hope your day's been going good, Ego. Today's been uneventful so far. I woke up. Yeah, with the old layout. Yeah. Oh, man. The super duper old layout. I went from streaming with frames to streaming full screen back to streaming with the frame again. I've been listening to Jack Stauber's Viator album. I don't know what that is. I don't know who that is. I mean, what kind of music is that? Is it Viator? Viator? I don't know how to pronounce that word either. I've been stuck listening to Hololive stuff on sort of repeat lately. Suisei's Spectre album still lives in my head rent-free. An animator and musician and does voices for his characters. Huh. Interesting. Like, does he do, like... Just judging a book by its cover, it really sounds like a, like a metal album. Or something heavy rock. Oh, my glass is empty. Before we get started, let me top up on water real quick. Don't forget to stay hydrated. Remember to stay hydrated. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. My tracking better not have broken again. Hey, I'm not broken. His animations is kind of weird sometimes, but he also has cute animations too. He draws an MS Paint and then uses a VHS to make some effects on it or something like that. Interesting. That sounds like surreal and weird. Viator is the weird album. Nailed it. Alright. So, before we get started, you know what time it is. It's time for the recap. So previously, on the last stream, we resolved to protect Roland from S-Frost. Because S-Frost demanded us to surrender Roland to them, right? We said no. So now they're gonna attack us. And we're like, crap. They're gonna go all out on us. So Benedict was like, we got a secret weapon up our sleeves. We got a secret defense system. We have traps. So like, cool, right? We got traps. We can help protect our kingdom, our domain. But the traps burned the entire village down. What do you mean it burns the entire village down? That's so messed up. But desperate times come for desperate measures, I suppose, right? So, last stream, we go into battle. And, of course, Anna, being the godlike assassin that she is, I thought of positioning her to get some sneak attacks in. And then she gets murdered. So I'm like, crap. So I'm like, no, Anna! And then, off in the distance, General Avlora starts creeping up on us, and we lose. So round 2, start to use traps more. So I got Jens to start building traps to start bouncing people around. Send people to the funhouse, right? Except I didn't plan enough, and one of the traps launched a guy into one of the totems that activates the traps. So I kind of did this to myself. I accidentally burned the village. So I'm like, nope, we're rewinding time. I'm not even finishing this battle. Round 3, we just get smoked. Avlora beat us all down. So that was that. We try again. Round 4. I finally decide to buckle down and go on the defensive and start turtling. And we had I figured out a strategy to do like a water trap. So enemies would be bunched up at the choke point that is very, very wet. And then we electrocute the wet choke point, shocking everybody in it. It was fun. So yeah. So we eventually did win the battle. So I got to pop off. Benedict's like, we gotta use these traps to protect the domain. You thought, Benedict? We didn't need them at all. So Avlora goes back to the castle, reports back to Gustadolf. And Gustadolf's not happy, of course. But their plan of action is to attack again soon before House Wolfork gets to regroup. Meanwhile, news of this spreads across the kingdom. And Landroy of House Fox pops off. He's super thrilled that House Wolfork got to protect themselves. House Telior, Silvio, he's absolutely bamboozled. He couldn't believe that we fended off Esfrost. And he was like, okay, we need to... I need to send a message to someone. So he's got a mailbird going somewhere. And then the Sorcely of House End over in Hyzent learned of it too. And his handler, Booker, secretary? Right-hand man? Was like, but our plans are still moving forward as planned, just as Keikaku. Excellent. So, after we have a little bit of time to ourselves to actually think about what to do next, Benedict sends Anna to Hyzent to see if we can recruit Hyzent as allies, since Esfrost, you know, kind of just attacked and took over Glenbrook. And Roland over in the castle, he's not too thrilled. He's asking himself, what is everyone fighting for? I'm just a boy. I'm just a little boy. Everybody loves me. He's just a rich boy from a royal family. Spare everyone their lives from this monstrosity. But after a little bit of talk, Roland eventually finds the resolve to say, I need to get stronger. Because everybody's risking their lives, even sacrificing their lives for me. So I need to be someone worth sacrificing for. Or protecting, at the very least. And that's where we left off. We are now at the start of, yeah, Chapter 7, Part 2. Where's my newest save? There it is. So, let's begin. I didn't realize the newest game save has the new tag to it.
House Wolfork prevails against General Avlora's army and drives them out of Glenbrook. Though victorious, Roland sobs quietly, saddened by the sacrifices made in his name. Glenbrook is powerless, but knows they must keep the royal bloodline alive. Thus, the conspiracies and power struggles around the noble blood in Roland's veins continue to stain the land crimson.
The Weather Vane. Oh, we're in Chapter 8 now. I thought we were in Chapter 7, Part 2. Alright. The Saintly Seven convene at the Hierophant's Palace, where their individual motives start to come to light. Oh. Interesting.
So it appears the Duchy intends to capture Glenbrook. But Prince Roland slipped from their grasp and fled to Wolford.
The ink on the treaty is barely dried, and they're already declaring war.
And what's more, there's a price on Prince Roland's head. It has spurred the masses into movement.
They will bear their fangs at us in time. We cannot leave them to their own devices.
I see this as a wonderful opportunity.
Hot.
We can make it clear how we stand after the Saltiron War.
Aye. And I much prefer to extinguish embers than a raging inferno.
Wait, that's a new person. Camcel. Whoa! Saintly Seven, Minister of Domestic Affairs. Camcel Farrant. The Saintly Seven's Minister of Domestic Affairs. He manages all matters related to the nation's public order. This guy is someone you do not F with.
It sounds like you intend to start a war.
Oh, I remember him.
Calm yourselves.
Oh.
There is no need to get so worked up over this.
The Saintly Seven, Minister of Religion, Idor Delmira. One of the Saintly Seven and the only one permitted to hear the voice of the Hierophant. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's number 7?
It is true that this grave matter may one day affect Hyzant. But it is in times like these that we must trust the Hierophant's words more than ever.
Yeah, you could tell he's the warrior of the saints. Oh, he's the religious man. That makes sense. Look at him. He looks like a pope. Oh, I missed. I could have opened the. I could have tried opening the profile of the Hierophant. Oh no. It's probably like a hidden image or something. Serenoa struggles with the news of his father's collapse. And an unexpected visitor arrives to speak with the new lord. Oh, could this be Londraw?
Father, please open your eyes. There is so much I wish to ask you.
Lord Serenoa.
I cannot let Father hear how weak I've become. I must be strong.
Lord Serenoa, Master Benedict, you have a visitor.
Who is it?
Lord Silvio Tellior.
Huh?
He wishes for an audience with Lord Serenoa.
Silvio!
What business would the Lord of House Tellior have with me? Tell him we will be there shortly.
Yes, sir.
Every day is busier than the last.
We haven't had a moment to catch our breath.
You are doing a fine job as head of House Wolfort, Lord Serenoa. Your father would be proud if he could see you now.
Oh, Benedict.
I could not do it without you, Benedict. Thank you.
He's a real one. I love him. Any others? Doesn't look like it. Yeah. Alright. After hearing Silvio's proposal, Serenoa is faced with a difficult decision. Uh-oh. Is it Scales time?
In short, you wish for the three high houses to join hands and fight the duchy. Is that correct, Lord Silvio?
This sounds like a great...
Indeed. I believe it our duty to fight.
Yeah,
Some are frozen in fear,
like you.
trembling at the mere thought of the duchy's power. I feel that joining the three high houses under a single flag is the only way to unite them. My men ready themselves for war as we speak. Come to Tellior, and we can strike at Esros together. Prince Roland will be safe with us, of course.
It's as good a plan as any. You have my thanks for getting the preparations underway.
I wonder if Lord Landroy would agree.
I doubt House Fawkes would refuse a fight. Their devotion to the crown knows no bounds.
But of course, they reaped great rewards from the bountiful lands won during the war.
You propose reuniting the three high houses who led the Salt Iron War to its end. It is heartening to know you would once again lend us your strength.
We certainly could use all the help we can get. Though I wish we could resolve matters peacefully.
You speak as though your brother is not at fault for all this.
My bride-to-be bears no blame for the Duchy's actions.
My apologies. Forgive me for my outburst. But we haven't much time. I would have your answer now.
Shall we accept Lord Silvio's proposal, my lord?
Fetch the scales, Benedict. We shall decide our path together.
Oh, buddy! Wait, we can turn down his proposal? Lord Silvio made the journey to our domain to offer us an alliance. I would know what the others think on the matter. What do you mean What? We're 50-50 again? This seems like a no-brainer. Why wouldn't we want to join the three houses? The Lord of House Tellior came all this way to ask for an alliance, but just between you and me, they wouldn't be much help in a battle. House Tellior is indeed not known for their prowess in the battlefield, but I do not know if we have the luxury of choosing our allies now. Okay. So, the game, a rear guard's cloak. Decreases damage taken when being hit. Ooh. Alright, so I'm thinking, so the game is expecting the player to make decisions as we are omniscient. So we're making decisions. Excuse me, water. We're making decisions also based off of what the characters don't exactly know either. So us as players know, or at least we have our own opinions on House Tellior that Serenoa and the group may not. So we know that, or at least my conclusion is that Silvio is a big ass coward, and he's going to be riding on the backs of this alliance if we decide to ally up. But allying up would be a great sign of hope for everybody in this kingdom. Oh dear. How could this happen? And at a time like this? Is something the matter? Whatever it is, I'll be happy to help. Well, you see, my daughter and her husband got into a fight and decided to go their separate ways. But I fear for what will happen to their poor son. I don't know what I should do. Oh. Excuse me. Children are the ones who suffer most when the parents fight, I agree. But forcing them to stay together isn't gonna be good for the kid. Isn't gonna be good for the kid either. Like, what's more important is that kid gets a role model. That doesn't have anything to do with if the parent should stay together or not. Yeah, there is naught to be gained by forcing themselves to stay together. You have a point there, my lord. Staying together may just make things worse in the end. Even if their marriage is over, that doesn't mean it's the end. I pray my daughter will find happiness, no matter what she chooses. Thank you, Lord Serenoa. I feel so much better now that we've spoken. I apologize for burdening you with my family's troubles, especially at a time like this. You needn't apologize. No family's perfect. No family is perfect. Lord Serenoa, thank you for protecting our house. Oh, that's right. Imagine if we burned the house down, all the houses down. Oh. Damn, you would have had to live with that for a minute. We will rebuild Wolfort with our own hands. You drove back the S. Frosty, so leave the rest to us. I'm so happy everyone's house is okay. My doll was at home right where it left it, safe and sound. Oh my god. I'm so glad I didn't set anyone's houses on fire. You have no idea how relieved I am that our houses were spared from the blaze. My daughter's favorite toy was right where she left it at home, and my husband will be able to rest easy when he comes home at night. Yes, I am so glad I lived in the good good timeline. Although I can't help but wonder, cause like this trap doesn't burn any houses. It just burned the courtyard. That's a sacrifice I'd be willing to make. It's just a courtyard, right? That doesn't burn anybody's houses. Would that actually still trigger a bad ending? Or bad route? Bad flag? Yoink. Is that a woman? Silvio is the Tellior of House Lord, but I don't care much for the man, to tell the truth. He has some nerve coming around here in such fancy robes while we break our backs repairing the town. Yeah, kind of tone deaf, isn't it? I mean, I can't blame him either. Lord Serenoa, you drove back the S. Frosty forces with such splendor. I expected no less of House Wolfort. Have you heard of how the other houses are faring? To tell the truth, my family lives in the Tellior domain. They say that Lord Silvio is not a man of the military arts and fear what should happen were Esfrost to invade. If worst comes to worst, your family is always welcome in Wolfort, but Lord Silvio leads one of the 3 high houses and would do whatever it took to protect his domain. Thank you. You are most gracious, Lord Serenoa. Hearing you say that puts my mind at ease. I only wish House Tellior were so reliable. I shall let my family know what you have told me and invite them here to Wolfort. Ooh, is that a flag? To say that I'm disappointed in Lord Silvio would be an understatement. He safeguarded himself until Tellior Gustadolf invaded the Crown City. Some say it was his duty as Lord to stay and protect his people and domain, but what of his duty to the Crown? I suppose we shouldn't be looking to Lord Silvio for any semblance of loyalty. Yeah, right? He was already debating on bending a knee to Esfrost. But now that House Wolfort is fighting back, now he wants to commune with us? Our homes were spared thanks to you, Lord Serenoa. The townspeople send their heartfelt gratitude. But it was a hard-won battle. Both the soldiers and the townspeople have seen better days. My people are suffering after a battle on our own soil. I doubt we will be able to face another attack from Esfrost alone. Yeah, I'm like, I wish I could talk to these guys and hear why they want to accept this proposal.
Yes, sir.
We must be prepared for any, we must be prepared for any who would march against us, but our forces are lacking in both number and supplies. House Telior's motives matter not. We could use even those against them should the need arise. Wait, we could use even those against them. Ooh.
Serenoa.
To say I have no doubts about Lord Silvio would be a lie. Even so, we are in sore need of allies. If the three high houses stand together, we may be able to turn the tides of war in our favor. That's a good point.
Lord Serenoa.
Everyone has their suspicions over Lord Silvio's offer, but I think we can guess his true intentions easily enough. Whatever House Telior's aim might be, I am certain we can use it to our advantage. The high houses are sworn to protect the crown, yet Lord Silvio couldn't be bothered to leave Telior when the capital was in danger.
Here's what I think.
I can't help but wonder what he's scheming, but if he wants to join forces, I see no reason to refuse him. Oh, he's really set in that. Do you truly think allying ourselves with House Telior would stop the spread of the war? It makes me wonder if it would only be pouring oil on the fire.
What do you need?
I hear that the Telior domain is known for its wine, not warriors. It makes me wonder if it is truly necessary for us to join forces at a time like this. I would have no qualms if Lord Silvio were a man of upstanding character, but the rumors I hear only speak to the contrary. It is persuasion time, yep. Yeah, we saved Roland. You know what else we saved, Zai? You know what else we saved, Zai? We saved the goddamn village! Let's go! It took me one entire stream to win that battle, but we did it. I activated no traps. Yeah, I'm popping off on that.
Serenoa.
Our soldiers are exhausted after our last battle with Esfrost. I know we need all the help we can get, but even so, I cannot find it in me to trust House Telior. Of Laura's dialogue after that made it worth. I need to watch the cutscene again to tell you the truth. Man, I'm torn. Alright. We're diving deep. We're diving deep real quick. Alright. So, if we... Silvio is not a man to be trusted. I think everybody in the council is in agreement here. He is sus. If you use the trap, she basically goes, those people are insane, retreat. Oh, wow. Yeah, she just basically says, wow, we just got outmatched. I can't believe this. We gotta get out of here. Okay. Alright. So, yeah, I think everybody's in agreement. Silvio is sus. He is not a man to be trusted. But there are people saying, taking this alliance, we can swing a motive back. We can swing motives back at them and as leverage. But in the meantime, if we do take the alliance, he's basically riding on our backs. There's not much to be said. I don't think there's a lot of argument supporting Silvio actually contributing to the alliance. Like, what can he do? Give us money? I mean, sure. But, if we take the alliance, like, taking the alliance would be a really good symbol. Like, a symbol to the people. It would boost morale. And, like, hopefully fire some people up to join the cause and, lend their strength to taking back Glenbrook. Or driving out S-Frost, at the very least. The only reservation is, would Silvio actually contribute? He would just, at the worst, he would be there as a symbol. Yet, if we reject Silvio's proposal, we as the player know that he's already considering S-Frost. He considered bending his knee to S-Frost once. He has no loyalty. So, is there a possibility that he would betray the Three-House Alliance? Possibly. So, if we join hands to fly the banner of the Three Houses, and then he betrays us later, what could that mean? That means it's two houses versus the might of S-Frost and Silvio. But even then, would Silvio actually help? He only considered bending the knee to S-Frost because he just wanted to keep himself alive. He doesn't want to get wiped out by S-Frost. He's only siding on whichever side could protect him. Or, not protect him. He wants to side on the side that would kill him the most. Because if he's allies with the most powerful force, then he's less likely to get eliminated. So if he does ally with us, that means he could be saying, I'm too weak. Please protect me. Under the guise of, let's unite the three houses together. But Silvio also brought in that suggestion of housing Roland, which is a massive red flag to me. So I'm fear if we accept this proposal, then House Wolfort will allow Tellior to house Roland instead of Roland being housed here. And I don't want that. Yeah, he's suggesting to House Roland so he can have leverage. Because he knows that we have leverage of his selfish motives. If Roland stays there, then that's not good. He'll leverage Roland just like we'll leverage his selfish, suspicious motives. So we don't have another card up to leverage back against him. I'm absolutely metagaming here. I'm like player braining right now. So I'm starting to think we shouldn't take his proposal. But if we don't take his proposal, then we're going to be severely undermanned. But we as players also know that House Falks intends to lend us their support. I don't know if Wolfort knows that or not. But we also don't know if they're going to make it there safe. If House Falks isn't going to make it there safe. So do we bet on that? Do we bet on getting Falks' support instead of Tellior's? If Silvio did not bring up protecting Roland or sheltering Roland, I might have leaned towards taking the proposal. But I don't think I can accept the proposal. He wants Roland.
Serenoa.
Yeah, I don't want to hand Roland to Tellior. Because Tellior could very much hand Roland over back to Esfrost. And the hastiness of the decision, without us being able to talk over that whole Roland handing over thing. Yeah, no, I don't want it. I believe his offer to be one worth considering, but if you have any reservations on the matter, I would hear them. Yeah, and if he's sheltered at House Tellior is not gonna protect him. They don't have the manpower. There are people out there who will stop at nothing to see you dead. I think it is unwise to leave the domain at this time.
I suppose.
So you think Esfrost might strike after we leave Wolfort, when we have no safe haven to defend ourselves? I suppose you have a point, my friend. The Tellior domain is closer to the duchy than we are, after all.
Lord Serenoa.
Hey, Abandon, how's it going? Yeah, I did not know it was my affiliate anniversary. It's been so long. I've been affiliate for so long. Man. I remember the Tales streams like it was yesterday. Is there something on your mind, my lord? If you have any doubts or concerns, pray let them be known. Yes! Yes, I'm thinking that too. Hold on. The duchy has placed a heavy bounty upon Roland's head. Perhaps what Lord Silvio came here is not for an alliance, but to seize Prince Roland?
Interesting indeed.
I will not deny the possibility. If we think of Esfrost's actions of late, it would not surprise me if they had already brought House Tellior to heel in secret. However, we cannot ignore the fact that the strength of our forces pales in comparison to that of Esfrost's.
So,
are you not concerned about the size of our own army, Lord Serenoa? Even if I were, I doubt House Tellior could be of much help there. The size of one's forces is an important factor in war, my lord. It is true that House Tellior does not have many soldiers at its disposal, but neither do we. As such, we shouldn't be so hasty in turning away any numbers we can get. Damn.
Here's what I think.
I say we join forces with House Tellior. The more of us, the better. But I can see you don't quite agree, lad. A heavy bounty weighs upon Roland's head. We do not know who we can or cannot trust right now. No denying that, lad. There's no telling what sort of shady fellows are lurking about, looking to line their pockets with the prince's demise. Even if we could trust Lord Silvio, there's no guarantee his soldiers wouldn't try to get their hands on his highness. In fact, this is just what Esfrost might have been hoping for with that bounty.
Tough spot we're in.
In any case, my lord, it looks like you got something else on your mind. Could it be you've got some suspicions of Lord Silvio? If he was truly worried for Roland's safety, I think he would suggest fortifying ourselves in Castle Wolfort than venturing to Tellior. There's no place in Glenbrook more prepared for a fight than here. Wish I could say the same of Tellior and their poor excuse for a castle. It really makes me wonder why they invited us over there. I think you might have hit the nail right on the head, lad. Yeah, see? See?
Yes, sir.
Alright. Lord Serenoa, I believe we must use every tool available to us if we are to survive. Oh, I don't like any of these answers. Oh, I don't like any of these answers. We could leave ourselves vulnerable by venturing outside our domain. Quite true. If we were met by the Esfrosti forces outside the castle, we could neither drive them back nor retreat.
In that case...
Even so, I do not think we could stay holed up in Castle Wolfort forever. I agree. Damn it. Alright. Here we go, y'all. I think I might have swayed enough votes, though.
It is time to cast our votes. Do we accept House Tellior's proposal, or go our own way? Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready. I believe in you.
I just got here. Hey, Abandoned. Yeah, so, House Tellior, Silvio, came to visit us to propose an alliance between the three houses to take back Glenbrook. Whether to trust the most useless character in the story, yeah, right? No, I don't, it's not whether to trust, it's...
You make a convincing argument, my lord.
Whether it's to make the alliance. We can still have alliances with people we don't trust, right? But he's proposed, he laid out his cards way too soon. When he brought up talking about, having Roland be sheltered at House Tellior, I was like, no. That's too much.
My apologies.
Forgive me, lad.
What? Erador!
The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen. The way forward is decided.
I thought Erador was convinced!
We deny House Telior's proposal and weather this fight alone.
The Erador slap.
Are you mad? You would stand idly by while our kingdom is in grave danger.
This is the path we've chosen. I hope you understand.
I do not. You must reconsider. Or else House Telior too will face Esfrost's wrath.
That's the first thing you had to say, Silvio? I knew it! You are selfish as...
And why would that be our concern? We are in no condition to fight, Lord Silvio. It is as simple as that.
Then I pray something more than death awaits us both.
Whoa, those are sharp words, my dude. I suspect it's true end flags and like character unlocks.
Lord Silvio of Telior offers the solitary House Wolffort an ally, and a place of protection for Roland. But Serenoa chooses to walk his own path, even if he must do so alone. Silvio leaves with a disquieting look in his eyes.
Parting ways. He's gonna join Esfrost. What?
No! Spare me! I beg you!
That's enough, Rufus.
What?
You call these men soldiers, Silvio? They haven't got any spine.
Save your anger for House Wolffort. We will strike at their castle soon enough.
You little shit!
Ha! Sounds like they saw straight through your stupid plan.
What could a lowly bounty hunter know of a lord's struggles? Without Roland, my house is doomed. They call you Hero's Bane, right? That is all you need do.
And do it I shall. The only one you need alive is the prince, right?
Oh, you little shit! Yeah, I was right! I was so right! But the bandits Travis and Trish, remember those two? The bandits Travis and Trish discuss rumors of a hefty bounty on a certain someone's head. I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that.
I don't know what to expect now that Esfrost's taken over Glenbrook.
I heard they put a huge bounty on the prince's head.
I remember these two. I low-key hope they join us. They're so hammy together.
We can make a killing if we catch them.
always dreamed of kidnapping royalty. But the prince of a crumbling kingdom?
They'd probably kill him if we turn him over.
The reward is tempting, though.
The reward is tempting, though.
Wait. Was that a small change of heart there? Wait. I want them to join us so bad. I want Team Rocket. With the Crown City captured, Gustadolf proceeds with his plan. What plan?
I beg you, sir, give me one more chance. I shall not fail again.
We are already taking measures against House Wolford. A suitable pawn has showed itself before us. Though, perhaps, I should be more wary of my own family than any other.
Hey, yo?
Huh? Falks is all that remains of the three high houses. I trust you know what to do, Avlora.
Lord Landroy Fox is famed for his bow arm.
He had the pluck to fire at your master during the war. Do you think you can best him?
Without a doubt.
Oh, we are not gonna get House Falks. Uh-oh. Tensions grow as Anna brings news to Serenoa, shedding new light on their situation.
The Telior army has entered our domain?
Yes. The Vanguard is nearing Castle Wolfort as we speak. It will not be long until the rest arrive.
I knew his intentions were not as pure as he made them seem. But to think he would attack so soon after proposing an alliance.
According to our spies, Lord Silvio has been in contact with Esfrost.
He was in contact with Esfrost! Oh! The game never made it concrete, but... Oh!
There is a reason he is known as an opportunist. This was all a plan to destroy us.
So he wished to secure Prince Roland to use as leverage with Esfrost.
I was also told that House Telior has hired a man named Rufus as a bodyguard.
What do you know about this man?
He's a bounty hunter known as Hero's Bane, whose only loyalty is to coin. That said, he's claimed the lives of countless famed warriors. It would be wise not to underestimate him.
To think Lord Silvio would hire such a man.
It means he's serious. We must plan accordingly.
Understood. Gather the others. We have much to discuss.
Oh, man. I made the right call. Knowing of Silvio's betrayal, Serenoa summons the War Council for an urgent meeting.
So Silvio has betrayed us. I suppose he has come here for me.
You are correct. He most likely wishes to use you to curry favor with Esfrost.
That bastard! To think he would throw his own countrymen underfoot.
We haven't time to get emotional, Eredor. They are on their way here.
I beg to differ. There's no better time. I'm trembling with rage.
Okay, Eredor.
As am I. We'll teach those traitorous bastards a lesson.
Yet more bloodshed for my sake.
Prince Roland, we have no choice but to act.
And enemy is our former compatriots. They may well know about the traps below. We may have to face them head-on at the gates.
We need all the help we can get. Please fight with us.
This is no time to waver. We must stand together if we wish to survive.
Yes. Together we can overcome this. To arms!
So it has come to this. We must be prepared now that House Tellior marches against us. The town lies past the gates. I won't let a single one of those treacherous bastards through. Esfrost captured the capital and dealt a heavy blow to our forces. I can only surmise House Tellior now cowers in fear of the duchy's strength. The Tellior domain is closer to Esfrost than our own. It stands to reason that their fear would be greater as well. Indeed, where Esfrost has sensed any semblance of resistance from them, their domain would face the same fate as the Crown City. I have no doubt that House Tellior are Maltra's first and foremost in self-preservation. They may have their reasons, but we have ours as well. We cannot let ourselves be beat. Aye, my lord. We must repulse any attack on our domain, even if it be from our own countrymen. The townspeople have been evacuated to the castle. We cannot let House Tellior make it past the walls. I thought we could rest for a bit once we chased off those Esfrost dogs, but I was wrong. Everything is progressing apace, my lord. The barriers will be ready by the time the enemy arrives. But the townspeople grow weary. We must stop Lord Silvio at the gates, no matter the cost. As if it weren't bad enough, they're throwing in their lot with the cutthroats who slayed our king. Now they're after his son. That spineless coward will regret ever marching against us. Neither he nor that mercenary will get any mercy from me. Talking in that voice is gonna murder my throat. I cannot forgive Lord Silvio for turning us against our own countrymen. As a fellow servant to the crown, I must show him the error of his ways. Our kingdom has been brought to civil war, and for what? What are we fighting for? Tellior is a high house, just like Wolfort, but now we have to turn our blades against them. The town is still in one piece, but I cannot say the same for the people's hearts. Lord Silvio's betrayal of their trust is unforgivable. The town took the brunt of the damage in the last battle. It would stand to reason that we now make our stand here, at the castle walls. I was prepared to lose my home in the battle, but it still stands thanks to you. I count my blessings to have a kind ruler like you, Lord Serenoa. Fist bump! I wonder what the Holy State thinks of our situation. We went to their aid during the Salt Iron War and stopped the fighting because it came into more lives. I almost wish they would extend a helping hand to us now, and yet... We share a common enemy with Hyzant. To that end, I surmise the Holy State is waiting to see if we would make a formidable ally. Those Hyzantians owe us their lives, and yet they're sizing us up while we struggle to survive? Nations operate on more than just emotions and unpaid debts, I'm afraid. I suppose so, but maybe that means Hyzant will come to our aid if we prove ourselves formidable. Lord Serenoa, this is our chance to show the realm what happens when they make an enemy of our house. Precisely. and I would have no other than Wolford soldiers by my side while we do. I know it's safer for us to stay in the castle, but sometimes it gets hard to breathe in there with all the other townsfolk. I hear Lord Silvio's hired a bodyguard who comes without self-Hero's Bane, sir. I admit, I'm a little envious of his name, sir. Alright, that's everybody. Now we wait for them to make their move. Ooh, it's red now. His house turned red too. Alright, meanwhile, word of Silvio's betrayal reaches Landroy's ears.
My lord, House Telior's betrayal has been confirmed. It appears Lord Silvio plans to launch a surprise attack on House Wolford.
This is absolute madness. To think I would see the day 3 high houses fight each other.
Fire
The
Emblem.
glorious Glenbrook of the past is no longer. The dark days of war are upon us once more.
My lord, the Esfrosti army has entered our domain. They demand our surrender.
Ready your bows. It is time they witness the true valor of the high houses.
Go get him, Landroy! What do we got? The normally lively barkeep at the encampment lets out a heavy sigh. But what could be the... We're gonna get our barkeep? Hey, yo!
What is the realm coming to?
Hail, fair maid.
Well, if it isn't Eredor. Have a seat. You've ample choice.
Who are you and what have you done with the barkeep? The one I know ain't prone to melancholy.
She is when word of a fellow barkeep's misfortunes reaches her.
Oh.
It's all in this letter. People are taken to plunder and to survive this war, and my friend's tavern was destroyed beyond repair.
Here's hoping your fine establishment escapes unscathed.
I can't bear to think of what I'd do without this place.
My heart goes out to you. As if times weren't hard enough with customers.
I can't think straight for worrying so much. Well, you're a soldier, aren't you? Can't you just go out there and crush your enemies so we can be done with all this?
If only it were so easy. But I wouldn't give to wield a flagon every day instead of a blade.
Never took you for the type to make excuses, Eredor.
Eredor is doing everything he can. The realm suffers because of my failings.
Forgive me, Lord Wolford. It was hardly my intention to blame you. What with things being as they are, I haven't been myself these days. But enough of this. All the moping in the world won't change a thing. It's time for action. My lord, as you can see, I'll have no choice but to shutter my tavern if the war doesn't end. And soon. So let me join you. I think you'll find that pouring ale isn't the only trick I have up my sleeve.
What you got?
Ah, but where are my manners? Hasabara's the name, my lord. At your service. A barkeep I may be, but good drink isn't the only way I know how to heal what ails people.
You're a healer?
I can vouch for that, my lord. Hasabara is good to have around in a pinch.
Then I see no reason to refuse. You are most welcome among us.
Ha! Heartening to see you're the decisive type. I won't let you down.
And you've made a good decision as well. Couldn't have picked a better lord to serve, I tell you.
Aye. I gathered that the way you're always singing his praises.
I may or may not start to ship those two. Hasabara's aptitudes in battle. A horseback healer to help allies in need. Heal allies within range. Heals herself and her ally when performing a follow-up attack. Hey, yo? Nah. That sounds sick. Hello? Grant HP to all allies within range. Grants 1 TP when... Oh my god, she has movement. Okay, before we keep going, nature's calling me. I gotta pee. Be right back. Okay. I'm back. And I got some crackers. I need something to nibble on real quick. But yeah, it's battle time. Do I want to bring Hasabara? Actually, I should visit the encampment. I haven't done any like upgrading. Yeah, I would love more medals. Ooh. Ooh. Who do I upgrade? Sarah Noah seems to be like the pick. I think Sarah Noah's the easy pick right now. Yeah, right, Abandon? It's either I either give Serenoa or Julio a new weapon. I wonder who, though. That's a tough call, right? Maybe Julio because he's behind on levels. It's only one level, but it's either that or Serenoa gets it because protagonist privilege. Wait, Frederica's the only one who uses leather for a new tome? Yeah, Serenoa's always swinging. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. You've convinced me. Oh, that's such a tough choice. Increased damage by delay? Or Hawk Dive gets 3 range? I kind of like the idea of giving Hawk Dive range. But delaying strike sounds super useful. Especially if Serenoa's at max TP. Then he might as well, if I do this, then delay strike will probably do as much or more damage than regular. Oh! So it doesn't cost me any materials to switch between the 2 ores? From how I picked it up in the tutorial, it sounded like you had to buy both ores before you can tag between the 2. But if this unlocks the box, basically, then I'll try Delaying Strike up first. Neat! Okay, that's cool. Okay, I need quality fiber. This is important. This is mad important. Yes. Because if Freddy gets a kill, then that means she gets mana back, basically? Yeah, that's kind of gross. Hey Yoshi, how's it going? Thanks, dude. Yeah, affiliate anniversary is a little bit misleading because I was definitely streaming for a good while before affiliates became a thing. But yeah. Thank you, Yoshi. How you doing? How you doing? Playing some Tetris Effect. Man, I miss Tetris Effect being on sale on Switch. I'm a little salty about that. I'll have to wait until it goes on sale again. I have it on PlayStation and Steam, though. Oh, technically not Steam. I bought it on the Windows Store, but I have it on PC. Alright. At the castle gates, Serenoa and his retinue rebuff Silvio's demands to hand over Roland. It's game time, y'all.
How regrettable we should meet again like this, Lord Silvio.
Agreed, Lord Serenoa. I beg you to reconsider and entrust Prince Roland to us. If you do, I promise to put in a good word with the Archduke.
I cannot do that. We follow the path we believe in, no matter how treacherous the road.
Unlike a certain opportunist.
Your lofty convictions will not change reality. If you lose, nothing remains. Not house nor loyalty. Not even your silly beliefs or your life.
Then we will defeat you, Lord Silvio, and hold fast to our beliefs until the end.
Try as you might, you will never prevail. Now, Rufus.
Let me show you how Hero's Bane earned his name.
I love how Silvio just freaking scampers away like the little bitch he is. Alright, this map is looking a little bit cramped, so I don't think Halsabara has a place here. Dude, I love Tetris Effect. Oh, dude, Yoshi, don't worry about it. If you're enjoying your game and you want to lurk, by all means. I know what it's like. Don't sweat it, dude. Alright, so yes, the map is kind of cramped, so I don't think any horseback would be really good here. Yeah, we got some barricades to go through. Anna can definitely, like, sneak down here. Yeah. Huette can definitely, like, I'm thinking Huette posters up here. Actually, who's on the team? Who's on the squad? Roland and yeah, my horse people are definitely staying in the back, staying back. Man, I really want to see what Medina's made of, but like, what can she do? What can she do that isn't like spending all my items? Yeah, she's literally the item spender, and that's why I don't like using her. Yeah, Freddy's definitely in. Do I want to put Narv in? Yen's got a spot here. Wait. Yen's definitely has a spot on this team. I can't tell you why she's useful since she doesn't have that skill yet. Is it one of these, or is it something in her advancement? It's one of those. Ooh. Ooh. Man, you got me curious. Yeah, Freddy Freddy is in. Gila, obviously. Huette, obvious choice. So here's my thought, right? If I have Jens on the team, there are a lot of places where a spring trap can knock him down the stairs. Especially when these guys only have a jump of 2. This requires a jump of 3 already. So like if we knock him off, yeah, Jens would be nasty here. But like, who do I tag out for Jens? Benny? Wait, what weapon does Hasabara use? A staff. Benny D could warm the bench. Yeah, like out of the currently deployed 10, Benny's like the most least impactful sub, yeah.
I'll do my best.
We post Jens probably... No, we post him down here because I want him to get down to the 2nd floor. You can easily sub out some of the main characters. I can see an alternate timeline. I could definitely see an alternate timeline where Gila gets replaced by Hasabara. Hasabara is... She smells like a combat healer. And I love that shit. Now here's what I'm wondering. Why would you want to deploy people down here on the left? Because, like, it's hard to jump up here. Julio's got a jump of 2. Narv's got a jump of 2. Or, yeah, I guess I could just do this, right? Post them here instead. Although, I wish you could deploy more people in the middle. Yeah, I think this will be okay for now. I wish I could see my inventory. So who do I give HP to? Eridor seems like the easy pick. Rear guard's cloak. Eridor already has a strong back. So maybe I give rear guard to Julio? We're definitely messing around with this for the moment. Alright. Let's do this thing! Oh, you only need to kill Rufus. Oh, wait. Rufus is like, what, level 17 or something? 14! He's weaker than Avlora! Okay, he could be poisoned. That ability looks scary. Imagine not being weaker than a Vlora Fair.
It looks like House Wolfort has yet to recover from their last battle. All the better for us, I say.
This should be fun. Show no mercy to anyone under their banner.
Rufus Tyron, a mercenary known as Hero's Bane, whose only loyalty lies with money. His life's greatest joy is cutting confident warriors down to size.
Silvio's army approaches. Everyone prepare for battle. We have the high ground. We must use our position wisely.
I have their high ground!
So it comes to battle.
That puts him in range of mages.
I've got it. I really feel like I've grown.
Your orders? You won't catch me.
Oh, those shields are going down real quick. Oh, they're breaking that way too!
The hunt is on.
That's why we deploy people on the left.
You'll get no mercy from us.
Defeat is not an option.
You'll be fun to kill. Come, face your death at my blade. Even if you run and hide, you won't escape me.
Heroes, Bane. Ha! You're but a ruffian for hire, and I won't let you lay a finger on the young lord.
Do you really think the high ground's going to save you from me?
Oh!
Let's go then. Eat dirt! You won't beat me!
So much for those barricades, huh?
To victory!
I hope you're watching, Grandfather.
afraid. It worked!
Yeah, they're really assaulting.
I shall do what I can.
Go swift.
I feel like I can do anything.
I'll take it from here.
Okay, Julio, who are we buffing? Who are we buffing? I kind of want to buff up, or like give Yen some TP so we can get more traps out there right away.
I will do what I can.
Might be useful.
Allow me.
Wait a minute. If I give somebody Fire Eater and they stand on a burning tile. Ooh, buddy.
For the good of all. I won't let you down.
Wait, is Frederica gonna be a defensive caster this battle?
It's time. This is my way of doing things.
Oh, she can't surmount that. Oh, you little punk. Okay, I actually don't know what I want to do with Anna here. Yeah, part of me is like, get over here and then back up Narv, because Narv's about to take a little beating. But I also want to position Anna down here. But no, sending her rogue like that gets her killed. I need to stop doing that. So maybe I just throw poisons?
You won't escape. I feel stronger already. This'll hurt.
Ha! Who's next?
where shall we strike?
The hunt is on. Darkness engulfs you.
There's the blind.
I will fight to my last breath.
Oh, buddy. $33 fire damage for standing on that?
To work.
Are you serious? No, you can't do that. That's illegal. Put a bear trap in a burning space? Ah! Oh! But we have more important things to kill right now. Unfortunately. Actually, no. He's turned 18? Wait. Oh, if we fire, then move.
You're open! Hurts, eh?
Here I come.
Wait. Would Whirlwind extinguish fire? I kinda don't want that. Well, usually it would show, like, an effect. Yeah. The fire becomes water here. So if I cast Whirlwind... Yeah, it's not saying it's gonna blow it out.
Wind.
Alright, cool.
You won't beat me!
Are you... Oh wait, that means he dies. That means he's doomed if I smack him like that. Or maybe I just do this? Who's next? Gila's casting haste. And then Julio is engaging, actually. Julio does more damage, I think. 16 versus 14. So I think Julio can take him out instead. So that means Eredor... I can position Eredor elsewhere. Like here. And provoke, because I can.
Look to my shield! I love the battle.
I shall do what I can.
Now, who do I haste?
Victory goes to the quick.
This is...
I should have raced at Freddy, actually.
Strike while the iron's hot.
Enough!
Get that TP, baby! That is a lot of damage!
Got you.
Ah, nerd!
I did it. Let me show you what I've learned.
Who do I give Fire Eater to? Do I go Fire Eater or do I... I got an itching feeling that this Battle Mage is gonna scorch these three, so...
Let me help.
Splendid.
Let's protect Serenoa.
I must remain calm. This is my way of doing things.
I will end this.
I should have given Anna the fire absorb. If I do this, she's targeted by a shield bearer and that's a healer, right? Yeah, it's just a healer. What's the worst that could happen?
It's over.
Tell me who to kill.
This battle is ours.
Goodbye.
From where shall we strike?
Death from above.
Caw-caw! I just had an idea. Nerd! Oh, that never gets old!
This'll be fun.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
I will end this.
Oh, she's getting 4 target lines. She could die there. Yeah, if I put her there, one of the archers moves first before my archers can respond to the second one. She can also get targeted by number 3 over there, which she can't even touch. And then she gets targeted by 14. Who's a healer? Okay, so she has 3 threats if I position her here. Oh, I can't flame shield Anna. No. What do I do? I think we just keep casting defensive fire stuff.
For the good of all.
We'll get him yet.
I hope you're watching, Grandfather.
Oh, you have no mana? Okay, then just go collect this real quick. Hahaha, it's so good!
Go swift.
How gracious.
One step closer to our hope.
Time to take action.
This is far from over. I feel like I can do anything. It's time.
Ooh.
These work.
Oh, he's running.
I'll take you on.
My turn.
You'll be fun to kill.
Hey, you didn't break it,
For
loser.
the honor of House Wolfort.
Here I come. You'll get no mercy from us.
I hope that's not an entire waste because it has an accuracy buff.
To work.
This'll be fun.
Oh, this is disgusting. Look at that choke point.
Let me show you what I've learned. I shall protect you.
Our victory is assured.
Here I come.
Now, I think I'll have him charge some mana up. That's gonna suck for him next turn.
I'll take you on.
I think he's doomed there.
Shall we begin? This is what I do. Whew, thank goodness.
I'll give it my best.
Oh, the fires are gone. Either way.
This is my way of doing things.
I dodged.
Time to take action. Let's do this!
This is...
I will follow you faithful until the end.
Your orders? You won't escape.
I got a bad feeling about this. Why is the AI more focused on
Tell me who to kill.
nerd breaking my barriers instead of attacking? Is he immune to stop? Temptation, instant death, paralysis, silence, and sleep. I can immobilize him for 33% of the chance. Dude, Jens is gonna do work, man.
From From this range.
Forward! Perish!
Damn! Silvio's soldiers are falling like flies. Isn't there a single soul in House Teleor worth their salt?
I don't see Silvio anywhere. Does he truly intend to watch his own fight unfold from afar? After this battle is through, I will find him and have him answer for his cowardice.
I see a little bit of texture glitching. Okay, maybe Freddy can go on the offensive a little bit now? Oh, no! Resistant, yeah. You know what?
With the powers in me.
You can do better than that, Wolfort. It's no fun for me if you don't put up a good fight.
I hope you're watching, Grandfather.
Alright, who does Narv hit? Oh, damn, he just dies. Spark hurts? Holy smokes. Okay, if I leave the shield bearer... No, the shield bearer is tough. Physically tough. Yeah, no.
Ready to see a spell?
I'll take you on! Show me what you're made of.
I shall do what I can. Be at ease.
I appreciate it.
Ready.
I strike true!
Urgh.
Time to work.
Actually, no, not yet.
I'll give it my best.
I dodged?
That's 2 in a row. You suck.
Whatever it takes.
It's not like you're blind or anything. Oh, I didn't see there was a bag there.
You'll be fun to kill.
How careless.
Here I come.
Sure.
From this range.
Forward.
When's Yen's turn? Number 6? Okay, so we hawk dive.
Now I end this.
Oh no!
I will end this.
Peace.
Into the shadows. Let me heal your wounds.
Now let's have her regenerate.
Ready.
Eat dirt!
So it comes to battle. This is my way of doing things.
I love this.
I will end this.
To 171 or 150. What's his movement? His movement is 5. So I'd just be doing it for the increase for like the focus damage. Or we scorch these guys? They're resistant though. But if we can get rid of one of these two, but they're definitely gonna strike for free. I'm gonna metagame real quick. The AI seems to love to pick on Huette. So
Be one with the flames.
I'm hard reading the AI here real quick. If they shoot Huette, that means I called it.
I'll show you what I can do.
Strike while the iron's hot.
Wait, if I do nothing, you'll return 13? Okay. Got an idea there. They know better.
You won't beat me! I'll be your shield!
I dodged.
He's like, I'm done. I'm fed up.
They ain't bad.
Here I come.
Okay, I think we go in an archery battle here. Except I can't. So...
From this range.
He finally moved there.
Not an option.
Oh, he's gonna die when he triggers that. Check this out. Later, nerd! Yeah, it's got the XP from it! That's so sick!
Be at ease. I appreciate it.
Oh, buddy. Oh, no. I'm so sorry. Not.
Sound strike. Sound strike.
Whatever it takes.
I'll hold fast here.
Might be useful.
Let's go then.
$52. What if I'm closer? Still 52. So let's hit him at max range.
Aim and fire.
Let me show you what I've learned.
It's time.
Here we go again.
This is my way of doing things.
Oh, this is so funny.
I'll show you what I can do.
Hey, wait. Oh, he doesn't have mana. That's unfortunate. You don't have anything for 1 mana, right? Yeah. All right, just chill there then.
I've been waiting for this. Come on!
You're open.
It hurts.
Victory is within reach. A wasted effort.
To top it off. You're making this embrace death.
Ooh, that's huge. Yeah, run.
Here I come.
Chicken.
Take that! Victory is ours!
We win.
Ooh.
Forward.
Games like I hate this mage. $11 to $14. Who's on 12-13? These two. I'm breaking formation, but we're seasoned victory here.
Thank you.
Time to work.
Wait, can you be poisoned? I forgot. Does he have immunity? No.
It's over. Suffer.
Just straight up miss. Okay.
Let me heal your wounds.
Very well! That hit the mark!
Allow me. With the powers in me. What?
Whatever it takes.
have to do something.
Wait, did Jila move? I did. Oh, I messed up. Wait, if we kill him, that's the battle.
Lightning!
So this is the true might of House Wolfwood, huh? We retreat! Today, victory is yours.
Oh, I didn't pick up the item on the northwest. Oh well. Hey, a medal. Dude, Jens was MVP that fight.
I can't remember the last time I fought someone so formidable.
How is it you can still stand and fight?
It is as you said. If we lose here, nothing will remain.
What are you boasting about? Even if you kill me, Esros is still the victor. I withstood humiliation to preserve the name of the High Houses. And even so, you ingrates treat me like this!
What? What kind of logic?
Enough excuses.
They are not excuses. House Wolfwood has single-handedly brought ruin upon us. As long as I live, so shall the High Houses!
Get back here, Silvio! You still owe me my due!
Uh-oh.
Shall I pursue him?
That was a little more comical than I'm sure they intended.
No.
No.
He has no reason nor army to strike at us again.
True. I would rather not harm one of our own could we avoid it.
I think I could still keep going for a little bit longer. Damn, we went through quite a bit today. Big contrast from last stream, am I right?
At the end of the battle against House Wolfwood, Lord Silvio of Tellior leaves the field defeated. The victors, however, do not go by unscathed, repeated battles taking their toll on the soldiers. All goes according to Gustadolf's plan to weaken both houses. Landroy Falks, Lord of the Third of Glenbrook's High Houses, faces off against General of Laura.
Oh no. Yeah, that fight was too clean. Like, damn. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. I mean, compare that fight to us having to burn our houses? Except not? Yeah, nah. Defeated by Sarah. Actually, you know, I think that battle was designed to be easier. You know, because House Tellior... What might do they have? Not much. Defeated by Serenoa, Silvio desperately tries to flee. Alright, who wants... $5. 5 Monopoly bucks says that, that mercenary's gonna get his payment. If you get what I'm saying. What was his name? Rufus? It's not Rufus.
I must survive. Somehow, I must survive.
You're still on the run, you coward!
Escaping all on your own, I see.
Rufus, it was Rufus.
Rufus, what are you doing here?
I came to collect my reward.
Reward? Since when were losers ever rewarded?
I remember our deal differently.
As do I. I was promised an invincible executioner. You are nothing but a fraud. A sheep in wolf's clothing.
Oh, Silvio's so dead.
What's so funny?
I have a new deal for you. Pay me what I'm owed or die.
I cannot give you what I do not possess. But if you kill me now, you will have lost to Wolffort with nothing to show for it.
Go on.
If you let me live, on the other hand, I will find the coin to pay you. What do you say? Do we have a deal?
Fine. But if I don't get that money, consider your life forfeit.
Always insult the trained killer. Was that actually part of that song? The Esfrosti army arrives in Falks to deal with the ever-defiant Landra. This is gonna be a really long recap next week. Oh no.
Far too much blood has been spilled.
I know how loyal you were to the late King Regna. We may be enemies, but you still have my respect. I would invite you to join our ranks.
You would dishonor me so.
I prefer it to your death.
Save your pity for someone who needs it. Your master will never have our loyalty, even if it means the end of the Three High Houses. Your Majesty, I serve you even in death.
Shit. Damn. Rest in peace.
His plot foiled and bested in battle by House Wolffort, Silvio Tellior flees, leaving everything behind. House Falks fights valiantly, but ultimately loses to General Avlora's army, and joins their late king in death. Of Glenbrook's three high houses, Wolffort, Tellior, and Falks, two are felled by the Iron Hammer of Esfrost.
Holy
House
shit.
Wolffort now stands alone, in more peril than ever.
Yeah, you saw Avlora. She was wavering a little bit. Just a little bit.
So, two of Glenbrook's three high houses have fallen. Esfrost's invasion took me by surprise at first, but this is quite the interesting turn.
Now Wolffort stands alone, having lost both the crown and its allies. There is no better time for us to act.
What?
Then let us set the trap, brimming with bait enough to lure them in and keep them there.
Oh no.
As you command. The famed High House of the Saltiron War will soon be under your thumb, my lord. Having control of their land will make our Deliveries that much easier.
Indeed, and House End will prosper more than ever. Brute strength is not the only path to victory. A truly wise man can win without ever drawing his sword.
Damn, this was secretly a 2v1? I hate politics.
My lord, a bird from Sorsley End of Hyzant has arrived. He has offered to send us provisions and funds in light of our situation.
A most welcome offer, to be sure, but... why would he extend a helping hand to us now? Could he be after something?
Undoubtedly, there are regrettably none so altruistic amongst the Saintly Seven. Seeing as Minister Sorsley has never shown much interest in other nations, I can only surmise this is a ploy to put House Wolfort in his debt.
As I suspected. But our people and soldiers need all the help they can get. Let us accept his proposal. We can deal with whatever ulterior motives he may have once we are back on our feet.
Oh no.
Understood. We shall discuss our countermeasures at another time.
House Wolfort is pretty dry right now, right? They're pretty tired. Avlora reports in to Gustadolf, who muses on his next move.
Congratulations on your victory in the Falk's domain, General.
Thank you, sir. They were proud warriors. And Lord Landroy a formidable foe despite his age.
I imagine he was content to breathe his last on his beloved fields. 30 years have passed since the Salt Iron War. It was time he was put to rest beside that bygone era. Avlora, it is time you had a rest as well.
What do you mean by that, Your Grace?
Your soldiers have fought long and hard. Any longer and their morale may suffer for it.
But what of House Wolfort? Prince Roland is still with them. Is that not cause for concern?
There are no lords left worth worrying about. House Wolfort stands alone after Roland's uprising.
Even so, we would do well not to underestimate them. Even standing alone, they once changed the course of the Salt Iron War.
House Wolfort is no longer the hunter, but the hunted. Or do you believe you understand something that I do not, General?
No. Forgive me, Your Grace.
Smells like hubris. Roland requests a favor of Benedict, who responds with a shocking proposition.
You wish to speak to me, Your Highness?
I wish to leave the Wolfort domain.
And you want me to persuade Lord Serenoa?
Yes. Though I doubt he will welcome the conversation after the scales have spoken. But the people are tired. Their expressions grim. And this castle is no different.
Even so, the decision was made together.
Yes. But I think we all know that I am at the source of our troubles. The responsibility ultimately falls to me.
If you truly wish to take responsibility, then I do have an idea.
Huh?
And I would hear it.
Give me that ring.
What is that?
But this is proof that I belong to the royal family. What would you do with it?
Have you die for your people?
Wait! Benedict? What's Benedict scheming? Like, on the surface, it smells like Benedict and Roland are, like, trying to plot a way to, quote-unquote, kill Roland. And if Roland is, quote-unquote, dead, that kind of absolves Roland and may or may not alter the course of Esfrost's plans. I'm a little... Benedict, don't do this to me, man. There better not be a knife behind the back of yours. Travis and Trish's band upon a startling discovery on the riverbank. Happen upon a startling... Don't tell me they find the ring.
Hey, boss. Come take a look at this.
Huh? Wait.
The poor soul. Or maybe not so poor, judging by these clothes.
Hey, Pa! Remember what I said about that reward money?
Of course I do. This might just be him.
Pa, take a look at this!
What the heck?
A shiny ring, huh? Is that the royal emblem? This has got to be Prince Roland.
Huh?
The corpse is regrettably too damaged to identify, but the royal signet is unmistakable. Aside from Cordelia, there is only one who would wear the royal family's ring.
They did fake his death.
There can be no doubt. This is Prince Roland.
Oh no.
Excuse me, Your Grace, but about that reward.
Thalas, give them their coin.
Yes, brother.
Asshole.
Thank you kindly for your generosity, Your Grace.
What a waste. Is this truly how the kingdom of Glenbrook meets its end?
House Wolfort are no fools. Their friend was only a liability. They have spared themselves by forsaking the prince. They may have escaped, but there are none who would help them.
Does Gustadolf really buy this? Or is he just putting up a front?
There is no reason for us to concern ourselves with House Wolfort any longer.
A shame.
Your poor brother, betrayed by his most trusted friend.
Bitch.
Oh, Roland.
Gustadolf is extremely calculating, so you could argue that he may find this to be the most logical conclusion. True. Our story doesn't have the technology to confirm whether that body is actually Roland or a decoy. Could the possibility enter their minds, though? Like... Maybe. Maybe not. Poor Cordelia, though. I just want to give her a big hug.
The news of Prince Roland's death spreads across the land like wildfire. With his demise, seemingly comes the end of the Kingdom of Glenbrook. But only days later, a proclamation is made that would bind Esfrost and Glenbrook. Bearer of the royal signet and last heir to the throne of Glenbrook, Cordelia is to ascend as queen.
Oh, Cordelia. I've been
wed Archduke Gustadolf.
What? Yeah, Cordelia's absolutely shattered. I feel bad for her.
Princess Cordelia is to wed the Archduke?
That's what I'm saying. Oh, man!
What is the meaning of this? Gustadolf is the very one who invaded Glenbrook.
But King Regna is to blame for trying to monopolize the mines.
What does it matter who the princess weds as long as Glenbrook lives on?
It damn well matters to me.
My people, our days of late have been dark and filled with strife. Both Glenbrook and Esfrost have suffered countless losses, and we have lost both of our beloved princes. For that, I offer you my deepest condolences. May they all rest in peace.
How is Roland still existing inside Wolfert? Did Benedict convince Serenoa already?
As you all know, my father was sentenced to death for his role in this tragic event. But how do we come to grips with our sorrow and anger? How do we atone for our mistakes?
Esfrost does not deserve your forgiveness! Do not submit to Gustadolf's will!
Oh!
Let us recognize our sins as such and move forward. Archduke Gustadolf has magnanimously given us another chance. A chance to see Glenbrook to a fair and free future. As the queen of this kingdom, I, Cordelia of House Glenbrook, do hereby accept the warmth and governance of Esfrost, and swear to do everything in my power to usher in an age of peace with the Archduke.
Ooh.
With all due respect, sir, I do not believe Queen Cordelia to be fit for ruling Glenbrook.
Is Avlora starting to turn a bit?
She does not need to be. She is to be our figurehead. A place for the people to focus both their hope and discontent. And while the poor people of Glenbrook stumble in the dark, we shall establish a new government. One based in freedom.
Yup, Puppet Queen.
Once the people have had a taste of true freedom Esfrost would offer them, there will be no turning back. By the time Cordelia births an heir, both this kingdom and its people will belong solely to Esfrost.
I would be loath to stand upon a political battlefield. It is far more heartless than those of war.
I am simply breathing new life into a kingdom of tired traditions. The people will thank me for it in time.
Father, my brothers, I swear to avenge you.
Oh. Oh. Sorry, was it Cordelia? Cordelia's darkness. That's all I gotta say. Serenoa and the others speak of Cordelia's ascension as Queen of Glenbrook. Serenoa can't be too happy learning that Roland is dead. Never mind.
Prince Roland, have you heard about the address at the capital?
They're all in cahoots, I see.
I have.
I won't forgive them for making Her Highness say such horrible things.
Wait.
Enough, Huet.
Wait. No. Maybe they don't know. The proclamation never mentioned Roland died. No, wait. No, Cordelia said that. They have to be in
lied
cahoots
about
then.
The king's death. They made it seem like Gustadolf was justified.
Say no more. If Cordelia can endure this, so can we.
Cordelia, dang it.
And as long as she lives, that is enough for me.
Forgive me, Your Highness.
We all understand how you feel, Prince Roland.
No, I apologize. I lost control. Thinking about it will do us no good. We must rise to action.
Indeed we must. Everyone knows of your death now. That means we are free to make our next move.
Alright, everybody's in cahoots
Listen,
then.
my friends. Prince Roland of Glenbrook is dead. I am now merely Roland, a warrior who fled a fallen kingdom. I humbly ask for your support until the sun shines upon our royal line once again.
Is that Sir Maxwell's?
That mask. You look just like Sir Maxwell.
This is a secret that shall stay within House Wolford.
Master, grant me the strength to free our home from Esfrost's clutches.
Oh, it's symbolic!
How is he doing?
Better than before. He groans in pain from time to time, though.
I see. I wish I could tell Father about our situation now, but...
Lord Serenoa, if your father were awake, I am certain he would praise you for safeguarding Wolford.
Sad to say, the real trouble is only just beginning. I'll be damned if House N's protection comes for free. No doubt the longer we stay, the steeper the price.
Also, Roland doesn't have his birthright anymore. How is he gonna ascend to the throne? Cordelia could very well say, like, he's an imposter.
Precisely. Minister Sorsley is not an altruistic soul.
If you were in his shoes, what would you do?
I would squeeze us dry, then look for an opportunity to.
But we won't let that happen.
Of course not. Anna is already on the move. It is our duty to protect and guide this house.
This heart ain't changed since the day Lord Simon took me in, lad. I'm ready to put my life on the line for this house. We'll get past this, one way or another. You'll see.
I love Eredor's heart.
Thank you so much. Both of you.
Ooh, buddy. The sweltering heat at the source parches the very hearts of men. Oh my god, the air must be so gnarly in there. Oh, so are we gonna finally learn like what's up with these people?
Water. On your feet. Water, please. Get back to work. You aren't the only one who's thirsty.
No setbacks, I presume?
None, sir. We are already well ahead of schedule.
Splendid. The ledger, if you would.
Yes, sir.
Oh, nice, Ego.
I would hate for there to be a problem with our numbers. I will hold on to this for now.
Oh, sus.
Of course, sir.
Water! Put the poor thing out of its misery, Booker. You must be firm with the Roselle. Show them the slightest mercy, and they'll think they deserve more.
Yes, sir.
Why are the Roselles so... Why are they, like, slave-driven like this? What the hell happened to them? Anna gathers information at Wolfort Harbor and hears rumors of illicit dealings. Ooh.
I see. So there is an illicit salt trade held outside the auspices of the Norzelia Consortium.
In this business, you cannot avoid rumors, even if you try.
Ooh.
They say sneaking under the Consortium's nose is well worth the risk, but I am not so bold.
And who is behind all this?
I wish I could say.
I am not asking you to tell me for free.
How generous of you. It's but a rumor, of course, but... They say none other than Minister End in Hyzant is pulling the strings. And some free advice for you, my friend? You'd do well not to get involved.
Why?
I'm afraid that will cost a separate fee. Why, thank you.
Morality, utility, and freedom. Oh yeah, no, they have no freedom and no morality, that's for sure. At Twins Gate, the death of an ardent youth changes the fate of one man. Dragan's dad?
Lord Svarog, the body of Lord Dragan is...
So my son has finally returned home. I will be there soon. Is something the matter?
I think it better not to look, my lord.
And Why is that?
His face. There is no vestige of the handsome lad he once was.
Oh, my son. I understand. You are dismissed. I am so sorry, my boy. Please forgive your pitiful excuse for a father. I will find the one who did this to you. I swear it.
Oh. I hate this game. Frederica voices her doubts to Serenoa. Oh no, not Freddy, no! Several days later...
Serenoa, do you have a moment? I was hoping to talk to you about our marriage. Now that Glenbrook has been brought to ruin by Esfrost, is there any meaning to our union? My brother may have been planning this from the start. And yet I came to Wolffort with the intent of marrying you, completely unaware of it. It's always like this. Nothing ever goes as I would wish it. The course of my life has always been at the mercy of others.
As has mine. Almost nothing happens the way I thought it would.
But you have a home. Somewhere you can return to someday. You are surrounded by people who care about you.
As do you, as a member of House Wolffort. Your place is with us now.
Serenoa.
And though this may sound pretentious, this is a time for you to think about your future and what you must do, Frederica. Just as I am.
I suppose you are right. What must I do?
Here you are. Master Benedict has been searching for you both.
Understood. Let him know we will return at once. You said we received a delivery from Minister Sorsley.
Yes, mostly food and materials, plus a considerable amount of coin.
That is quite kind of him.
House End is a wealthy one, even by Hyzant's standards. This would barely put a dent in their coffers. We have distributed the resources as needed. We've even managed to restock our reserves.
Wish I could be happy for the help, but I can't say I am.
Agreed. Relying on them comes at a price. They will be looking for recompense.
I believe that to be their true aim.
But this is the path we chose to walk together.
Indeed. And as long as we stay the course, the winds of favor will someday be at our backs.
A missive from Minister Sorsley has arrived.
I see he wastes no time. What absurd request could he possibly have in store for us?
Nothing good, that's for sure.
What part of the game are we in? Roland's dead. Sorsley, yeah, just gave us a lot of food. Wait. I need a break. Let's upgrade somebody? Oh. Damn. Yeah, we defended Roland. Who do we promote? Cat where? I don't know. Cat Doko. Oh, who do we promote? I love how Benedict gets tankier. What? That's so crazy. Maybe we promote Huet? I forgot about Quietus's last battle. Boy. Who do I Maybe I just promote Serenoa. He's required anyway. I think Huet's also a staple. But...
I would not be here without my allies.
Oh. Oh, who do we upgrade? Huet. Increases the effect of blinding arrow? Yes, please. Is this a good place to stop? This might be a good place to stop. Because I see the scales icon. It's already been 3 hours. I think this might be just literally a great place to stop. It's here that I keep rolling the plot along. Let's see. Yeah, I think this is a good place to wrap it up for the day. So yeah, thank you guys for coming in and hanging out. The recap is already long enough for next week. Oh god. I'm kind of not looking forward to summarizing everything. That's gonna be a lot to talk about, buddy. Yeah. Alright. For those of you who are new here, I hope you enjoyed the stream. For those of you who are regulars around here, I will see you guys soon, yeah? Just as a reminder, my schedule continues as usual. Final Fantasy VII Remake will be tomorrow at 3 p.m. And then Japanese Study Club is on Sunday, also at 3 p.m. Also, you may want to stick around on Sunday too, because after Japanese Study, I'm gonna plan out the streams for the following week. So it'll be a nice good time. We'll just learn some Japanese and talk stream stuff. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for Final Fantasy VII Remake. Let's see if we can find a stream to raid. I don't think is anybody streaming Triangle Strategy? Wait, maybe I shouldn't raid someone doing Triangle Strategy. I might see spoilers. Do I have any friends that are streaming? Let's see. Yeah, all of you who are lurking out there, I really appreciate you. You guys don't talk, but I hope you've been enjoying the show regardless. Let's see. I think I know who to raid. Alright, yeah, site's locked in. So, guess who's streaming Chrono Trigger right now? It's my good friend Uncle Jesse. So, you're kicking ass in Tetris? Wait, Yoshi. I'm down for games after this. What platform are you on? You're on Tetris Effect, right? Actually, wait. Hit me up on Discord, yeah? I'll see you on my Discord. I'm down to stack and throw hands. Alright. Say hi to Jesse for me. He's streaming Chrono Trigger. His first playthrough. Episode 12, so he's definitely been in there for quite a bit. But I invite you to come in and support my mans. He's a good friend of mine. We're good friends. We go way back. So yeah. Really cool guy. Awesome, chill vibes. I promise you won't regret it if you stick around. So yeah, don't forget to love each other, everybody. Stay excellent. I'll see you tomorrow for Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace, everybody.